It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Time to wakey wakey and time for bakey.
Time to wakey wakey and time for bakey.
Get ready for your host with more.
Get ready for your host with more.
Mr. Brian Brown.
Mr. Brian Brown.
It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Que la roja visuela y cuando le moviese ligado igualito que yuca. Ese pelo que él tiene tan lindo, no venga a pensar que eso es una peluca. Tiene cotorra perico, yo tengo cotorra, tú tienes la cuca. Está claro en el ring, en el piso yo quien te
critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que.
And boom, just like that, we are live. Good morning, good morning. I got my hair all frizzed out for you guys this morning. How is everyone doing? Welcome to 7:10 a.m. Wakey wakey, guys. Smoke them if you got them. That's right. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing on this True Crime Thursday, guys? Oh, man, I'm tired. It was one of those mornings where you struggle to get up. You're just like sleeping so good. Oh, man. Hopefully, I'm not irking anybody by telling you guys I slept so good last night. I was out like a light. I had to adjust that. Sorry, it was bugging me in the background. Oh, I slept so good last night, guys. Woke up about 30 minutes before the show started, did a little prep, and did not want to give in. Rosie's still sleeping. Rosie's still in the bed sleeping, guys. But we are up. We are live. It is True Crime Thursday, and I'm excited, guys. We got a great one. We're getting into some good stuff today in history like we always do. We also got let's see what else we got today in history. We got what is the craziest criminals of all time. We're gonna look into some crazy psychic stuff, guys. We got a great show planned. I'm excited. Not a ton of people in here this. Well, yeah, there's a ton of people. Not a lot of comments. It's chat's not blowing up like it normally is. I'll just give the shout outs to the few that are in here. It says we got like 12, 13, but man, I'm not seeing too much on the chat. But hey, guys, if you're watching, and I appreciate you. So, Chantel, good morning, good morning. How are you? Merlin Public Media, how's it going this morning? Mike Means, my buddy, how's it going? Harley, good morning, Harley. How's everything up in Ohio? I know school started up there. Man, crazy. Crazy how early school starts in California compared to the rest of the world, country. I remember Labor Day. Labor Day was the big, like you go to school for like a week and then you got Labor Day weekend off. But now, man, they're starting in June. They're starting in July. Like, what the heck, man? Yeah, mid-July. That just blows me away that people start that early. Anyway, guys, I'm not in school. I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, so school started back out. YouTube chat not working. That's why. That is why. I'm going to reset it, guys, real quick and see if we can get the chat working. Hang on. The usual suspects are in there on the YouTube chat. But yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, man, we got a ton of people in here. I'm just not seeing the chat. Hang on, guys. I'm going to do a quick reset and we'll see if we can get the chat back. Get the chat back. Get the chat back. Hey, we're getting the chat back. That's right. The chat back. The chat back. All right, do we got the chat back? Maybe. Out here looking in the tunnels of the internet, out exploring, trying to figure out. There we go. There we go, guys. I can see everyone's chat now. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I can see the chat. I don't know if we can see it up on the thing, but I can definitely see it. So we got Chantel in the house this morning. Merley Public Media, Mike Means. Good morning, Harley. Good morning. Get those kids ready for school. Honey Nut Heroine, I can see you. Good morning. Good morning. Matt Workman. Good morning. No one outworks the workman. I got an adventure for us, Matt Workman. I want to talk to you about very soon. Lonnie Sanchez, how you doing? I've never said his whole name before. Lonnie. Sounded weird. You're in trouble, Lonnie Sanchez. You're in big trouble, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Tim. Good morning, Tim. How's it going? Good morning, Rosie. Rosie, oh, both Rosies are up this morning. Rosie the dog just woke up out of bed, went right into her spot under the desk. And then Rosie Key is in the house, guys. All right. It could be YouTube. It might be. I can see him now. I think it might have been Restream that I use. Let's see. We got Lonnie. We got Harley. Molly Mark, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Back to the future. Back to retro review. Uh, Another beautiful day. Oh man, how's Texas? How's that heat in Texas? I was just wondering about that. I was watching a thing about the heat wave, and they had like a little. It's called the Ring of Fire. We should talk into that about that. It's like 3 states, like Texas, New Mexico, and it's like a big. And then it all comes out like that. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, it's weird, but it's weird. Like Texas is on the outside of the Ring of Fire. So the Ring of Fire would be 3 states that aren't hot, but then the rest of them are. It was a weird deal. Under a flood watch. Wow. Yeah, we got hit with a hurricane warning. I know San Diego, that area, what Hurricane Hillary, right? Go figure. Uh, how many suicides were there? Oh, sorry, guys. I know we don't talk politics. Um, Yeah, it was crazy. But one good news about this hurricane thing is Lake Mead. Lake Mead is up because of this hurricane. The waters and the winds and the reservoirs and everything. It's up more so than it has been in a long time. It's a year ahead, is what they're saying of what they predicted if the best case scenario. So I mean that's great news. That's great news. Hopefully Lake Mead can keep getting that water in there and man, doesn't wash up. because we are in a bad drought. It's scary, man. I daydream sometimes, guys. We all do. You're looking through the real estate ads and you're like, one day if I won the lottery or one day, so I've been looking, daydreaming, whatever, like you normally do. And there's a property on the river that I wouldn't mind retiring on. I was like, you know what? It's a nice little fixer upper. It's right on the river, private beach. You know what a good way to kind of end it. And it's a, it's not affordable by any means, but I mean, if that's what you were focused on, you could afford it. Right, down payment, all the juggle. So I kind of look at that every once in a while. It's been a for sale for a minute, and so that's a dream. But then on the other side of the dream, you're like, what if the water dries up, and then your riverfront house is just in a gully, in a canal, like with no water? That would be weird. But I mean, we're getting to that time, man. I don't know if you guys have watched. It's been on the news lately. It's kind of lesser known, but out in Golden Valley or out in past Kingman, there's these dry lake beds that are out there. I filmed some movies out there and stuff. They're pretty cool. It's way past, probably like 30 miles past Kingman. But in the recent years, a company has been growing alfalfa. They got water rights out there. It's the dry riverbed front property. Yeah, exactly. I got dry riverbed property in Arizona. Remember that old jam? Um, and they get the water rights somehow, but a little investigative work is done, and they find out that the alfalfa they're growing is for Saudi Arabia. That's right. They're growing this straight up. Nothing goes to America. They're using our water and they're sending the alfalfa to feed their horses because they're not allowed to grow alfalfa because of the water in Saudi Arabia. So what did they do? They came over here to the good old United States, threw some cash around. Hey, we got some dry lake beds. Why not? And so that's what they've been doing. And man, they've been sucking the water up, just like insane. And so they're trying to put a stop to that. But yeah, we're in a drought, man. We need to start really taking it seriously because I don't want there to be a day where we go to turn the faucet on and nothing comes out, and you turn on the news and the news guys is like, we're late, guys, we didn't really jump on it early enough and we're late, so now just figure it out. And yeah, that's not a day I want to live, guys. Water, we need it. We have to have it, so let's conserve it. Let's be good to it. Anyway, enough of my rant on that. They're not renewing contracts for the alfalfa farms. Yeah, they don't need to, man. They need to take those water rights, and they got kind of duped on that. But yeah, craziness, guys. K-Dog in the house. Nice. What else we got in here? Harley for life. 85. I'm going to retire and buy a Christmas Story house. That's the dream, man. The Christmas Story house. That thing makes some fucking money. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what they're asking for it, but there's like the house next door, the Christmas Story house. There's a gift shop across the street. That's how you retire and make your money, man. You just live Christmas 24/7. Now that's a retirement, man. That's a retirement I could get behind. What they do tell us is not to drink the water in Mexico. They say drink beer, but where is the water? Yeah, exactly. I watched a guy on YouTube, and he had the worst contaminated water. I was wondering. I logged into my Twitch. I was like, man, we got two Harleys in the house. Oh my God, it's gonna be a fight. The Harley fight. No. Yeah. So it's crazy, man. I would like to retire with water and a nice home. That's it. Is that too much to drink? Oh, I watched this guy on YouTube. He got the worst water, contaminated, just nasty, and he put it under a microscope, and you could see all the microorganisms running around in there. And his thing was, what creates the purest, cleanest water for you to drink if you're out in the wild or something like that. Had one of those straws. It worked pretty well, but not perfect. The only thing that really worked was boiling it. Boiling the water killed 100% of everything that was in there, man. So if you're ever stuck, guys, boil that water down in Mexico and you're good to go. Those straws work pretty well too. Those filter straws, man, if you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere, I think those things would come in handy. I've been watching a lot about this uncontacted tribe. Or tribes in the Amazon, and like this one guy who is an expert who is part of the Rangers out there. He's been doing a lot of podcasts, so you get a lot of stories. Um, I've never seen Twitch pop off like this. You mean 3 people? Oh man, gotta love the Twitch. Gotta love the Twitch, guys. I don't advertise it enough. We'll need to start doing that. So, guys, we're just ranting this morning, huh? Ranting about water rights, ranting about all the dirty water. Uh, I want to do a haunted high live at the Winchester House. Hell yeah, I do too. I really do. You know what I really want? Oh, everyone's jumping on Twitch. Um, hey, maybe Twitch is the new thing for us. I love it. Everyone's on. If K Dog says if I win the lotto, I'm moving to Cali and buy McFly's house. That would be cool. That would be actually really cool. I'm planning on going up in beginning of October. Should do a haunted high from Mansfield Prison. Oh man, that'd be good. That'd be really good. Um, Haunted High. I like that name. I'm gonna have to haunted highs, haunted high live. Might have to start doing that's actually kind of what I wanted to talk to Matt Workman and Tim about. You know, we got a lot of local haunted places here. We're not investigators by any means. I'm a cameraman. I've been on some investigations, but it seems like the local groups. I know Route 66 Paranormal. They're doing selective stuff. You know, the days of the big TV shows of the ghost hunters and stuff. Those days are kind of over. I mean, you got your established crews, so you're not getting these guys who want to, when ghost hunting first came out, everyone wanted to be famous. That was the thing. You had ghost hunters, you had Zach Baggins, you had the Ghost Adventurers, you had all these little groups, the Ghost Bros, towards the end, and everyone wanted to be famous. Everyone wanted to put together a paranormal group, be on TV, and be like, "This is the life." Those days are over, man. Those they're not giving out shows like they were. The ship has sailed. But what I would like to do, Matt says he doesn't have Twitch, but wants to know about stalking. Oh my God. I can see the YouTube comments, guys. I don't know if you guys can see them. I can see them, but everyone's on Twitch now. Oh, Matt Workman and his stalking. I mean, I stream on Twitch myself, not YouTube. I've heard Twitch is the way to go. I'm like, man, I'm getting old, so I know YouTube. That's what I stay with. I really need to get into this click clack. I just made that up, guys. I know the name. TikTok. I need to get into this TikTok. I need an expert. I need someone who knows TikTok and can explain it to me. Honey Nut Heroin, do you use click clack? No, TikTok. Well, because that's the platform. I think we're losing by not putting videos, and I know we got to do a lot more like hype stuff and that kind of stuff, like 1 minute videos. And I got a book of things I need to do. Harley, click clack. I need to I need to learn click clack. But yeah, no, I think that's the way to go, and to get more viewers in, I think that's definitely the way. I wanted to ask you guys about this real quick before we do Today in History. This kind of has to do with Today in History. The Nikola Tesla interview, guys. I was talking to Tim about it yesterday, and I wanted to air it today, but I think I'm going to give it a little breathing room. So what would you guys think about next Wednesday? Give me a little time to advertise it, because I think I've seen some TikTok videos. I have. Well, I thought it said I've seen some TikTok videos. I'm like, you know what turned me off of TikTok was when I first saw it. It was all those when people take like a song or take words from a movie and then they like reenact it while they're holding the selfie and they're like, "Listen, you dirty animal, I'm gonna get you," or whatever. You guys know that. I don't like that. I think it's weird. I think it's a cry for attention. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. So that was my experience with my first experience with TikTok. I'm like, I don't like this. This is weird. And I threw it away. And then you see all the stuff that they're doing on TikTok. It's not just weird people miming songs or whatever it is. It's a whole different thing. And if you mime songs, that's cool. That's your thing. It's not for me. That sounds more like Vine. It could have been like, my favorite Vine I've ever seen is a kid with a knife and he's running and by a pool and his mom's like at a party and his mom's like, "What do you got?" And he says, "A knife," and he runs. And that's the whole video. And it's pretty epic. Then you would not like but it's now there's a lot of gaming, streaming, and other. Yeah, because that's what I thought TikTok was, that weird like voice thing. You can go live on there also. See, that's what we need to start doing. And yeah, we'll expand out on that. So Nikola Tesla guys, would you guys mind if we not postpone it, just kind of push it to next Wednesday? That way I can put up little, maybe TikTok, those little minute videos, the lives or whatever they're called, the reels. And God, I'm such an old man. Such an old man. And kind of I think it has all the elements that people would want. It's unique. It's something different. It's AI. So I want to make sure people will get their eyeballs on it. So I kind of want to advertise it for a week. Give it some time to marinate. Is everyone cool with that? If not, if you can't wait to see it, I will throw it up on the dailydank.com exclusive. Actually, I'll probably do that anyway. Over the weekend. I'll throw it up exclusive for Dank Nation, Dank World Order members, which is all of you guys. We don't have official cards yet, but I'm working on it, guys. I just got a new printer too, so shirts, all that. Start trying to do them in house. Anyway, guys, enough of my ranting and raving. Let's get into some. You know what someone told me the other day? All you wrestling fans, I was getting my hair cut, and the guy cutting my hair said I sound like Shawn Michaels from the '90s with my raspy voice. I can see that. All right, guys, here we go. Today in history, guys. Today in history, a journey through time where legends are born and secrets intertwine. Join us at 7:10 a.m. for all to see as we unravel the histories from our history. All right, guys. Today in history, brought to you by the Healing Center, 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. Save some green on some green, guys. That's right. What is today? It's Thursday. Thursday's vapes. Vapes, guys. Go in there and get your vapes, 10% off. Man, jump all over it, guys. If you guys want to load up on vapes, it's Thursday. Head on down there. Sounds just like the Heartbreak Kid. It looks like Jesse James. I've been hearing that Jesse James things a little more. Sing, I'm a sexy boy. You got to do the face. With his glasses. Remember the glasses that he could put up and down, and they had like little peace signs in them. And it's funny to hear Kevin Nash talk about that. He's like, that's his only move he has, is that dance. Oh man! In this day in history, Shawn Michaels. Today in wrestling history, that'd be a whole different show. All right, guys. Today in history, let's get into it. If I can get this working. Here we go. All right. Sexy boy. Oh, you didn't see it. All right. All right, guys. Birthdays. We got big birthdays today. Yasser Arafat, That's right. Esser Arafat, guys, who was what was he? He was a Palestinian leader. Um, Arafat, you guys probably heard the name. He died in 2004, but he also was born today in 1929 question mark. Not a lot of records. I'm taking it. Guys, a big birthday today, 1973. We have Dave Chappelle. That's right, from the Chappelle Show, guys. Um, awesome, groundbreaking comedian. Taking on Hollywood, man. He doesn't shy away from taking on Hollywood, taking on big corporations. Walked away from big money, man, to go get his head right. You can't blame him for that. 1957, Stephen Fry, British actor, writer, and director, was born. Mike Huckabee, American politician, old Huckabee. 1955, Paulo Coelho, Brazilian author, was born. And guys, we got a big one today. We got a big one. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Vince McMahon, speaking of the WWE, guys, Vince McMahon celebrates a birthday today, guys. The freaking groundbreaking icon, guys. I mean, think about whatever you want about Vince McMahon. You look back at what he did for professional wrestling in that industry, man. He's an icon, man. Like taking it national, global compared to just regional. Like he had a vision, he stuck to it. Man, that's a story we need to get into sometime. Vince McMahon. Listen, pal. That's where I got the calling people pal from. That's his thing, and I like it, man. You can insult someone and be like, "Listen, pal, you're a real piece of shit," but I think you can turn it around, pal. He called me pal. He's like my dad. The eruption of Mount Vada- Vesuvius, Mount Vesuvius in Italy erupted. I'll get it out, guys. I'll get it. Erupted in Italy on this day in 79 CE, destroying the ancient cities of Pompeii. Oh God, I've heard this a million times. Pompeii. You guys know the town, and Herculean. Evacuations of these sites in the mid 18th century participated in modern science of archaeology. That's right, Pompeii. There you go, Pompeii. I get it, guys. I get it. So today in history, the volcano that destroyed Pompeii, guys, it went off in 79 CE. What's CE? Am I just dumb? I have never heard of that. Huh. You know what? I'm going to look it up real quick. Let's see. 79 CE. What is that? CE is abbreviation for Common Era. It means the same as AD, Anno Domini, and represents the time from year one and onward. BCE is short for before Common Era. Okay, so instead of before Christ and all that, they're doing politically correctness, I guess. All right, guys. In this today in history, in 2021, English drummer Charlie Watts, an integral member of the iconic rock band the Rolling Stones, died at the age of 80. Guys, amid health issues, Steve Jobs resigned as CEO of Apple. He died less than 2 months later. That was a sad one. Pluto was demoted from planet to dwarf planet in the International Astronomical Union, approved for reclassification of the solar system. Okay, guys, these guys are some corrupt guys, okay? Pluto didn't give them their money. So then they're like, we'll show you, you're a dwarf planet. You're not even a real planet. They didn't get their payoff. I believe Kingman fire marshals run this, guys. So if Kingman fire marshals don't get their payoff, they'll shut you down. That is true. Look at Kingman. That's all I'm saying, guys. Look at Kingman. All right. Former baseball, man, today in history is a little controversy day. Former baseball player and manager Pete Rose was banned from the sport after investigation determined he had bet on games. He had thereby became ineligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame. He later to admit on gambling on baseball. What do you guys feel about that? The whole Pete Rose debacle. Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame now? It's been what? Is 89, 99, 2009, almost 30 years, man. Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Blow up those comments, guys. The National Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, entered into force following the signing of its treaty for 4 months earlier. That was in 1949, and they're still debating if they want to let Ukraine in there. 1932, American aviator Amelia Earhart took off from Los Angeles when she landed in Newark, New Jersey the following day. She became the first woman to complete the solo nonstop flight across the United States in 1932. Could you imagine, man? That was groundbreaking back then. That was something no one had ever did. Now you just jump on a plane at 12 p.m. from Vegas and fly to LA and get there in a couple hours. Yeah, so crazy how times have changed, guys. Crazy. The Treaty of Cordoba was signed, giving Mexico its independence from Spain in 1821. 1814, during the War of 1812, British forces captured Washington, D.C., burned various government buildings, notably the Capitol. And this was in 1814. Wow. British forces captured Washington, D.C. and burned government buildings. But we ran their asses right out of town. Paul Revere. I don't know. Irish revolutionary James Napier Tandy, a popular hero, memorized an Irish ballad, The Wearing of Green, died in France in 1803. 1572, guys, the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Day, plotted by Catherine de Marca against the French Huguenots, was carried out by Roman Catholic nobles and other citizens. And then in 410, guys, that's right, not 420, 410, Arlic, chief of the Visigoths, led an army into Rome, an event that symbolizes the fall of Western Rome Empire. Guys, blow up those comments. Let me know what your favorite Visigoths army storming story is. Do you like the one that they rode into Rome, or do you like it when they went into Sicily? I don't know. Blow up those comments, guys. But that was your today in history. We went way back. We went Pompeii, guys. We talked Pompeii. That's right. Look, everyone correcting me. It's weird to see it spelled. Sometimes when you see it spelled and then you try to especially when you're half high and you just woke up, it's Pompeii. And I'm Rick James, bitch. That's right. All right, guys. I struggled with it, but we got it out. This is kind of like a TikTok live. Every time I blow these guys' comments up. Oh, man. It's part of the stick, Lonnie. It's part of the stick. All right, guys. We're going to talk some crazy criminals today. It is True Crime Thursday. We got a good one. Got a good one for you today, guys. We're going to be tackling John Wayne Gacy. That's right. Not the new fire marshal out of Kingman. He does look a lot like John Wayne Gacy, and I'm sure he likes to look at little boys. But we're not talking about the fire marshal out of Kingman, guys. We are talking not even a fire marshal, the fire employee out of Kingman. This guy, this fucking piece of shit. Don't get me started. Sorry, guys. Oh, this guy. So I did a little research on this guy. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I did a little research on this guy, and I was gonna ruin his life. I'm gonna be honest. I was. You know what? You want to start a war with me? We will get into it, guys. We will get into it. But no, I decided. So I did my research, and I came across a Facebook page that may or may not have been his, and I looked at it. This guy, yeah, I think life fucked him over. I don't think I need to. I think life just fucked him over. So we won't get into the exact reasons why life fucked him over. But yeah, life's doing the job that I don't need to do. So. Oh man, and it it really shows like to see how sad his real life is. It explains why he needs to kind of push his control on his job, because this dude got no control in his real life. Other than Grandma and Aunt Mildred telling me he's a handsome boy, dude's getting no love from the ladies. I'm telling you right now. So you know what? We'll let life handle it. We'll let karma handle it, guys. All right, let's get into some crazy, deranged serial killers, guys. We're talking the craziest serial killers of all time. There's a couple in here you're gonna know, and a couple in here you're not gonna know, guys. These are the most, the craziest. Like if you wanna put in like a psychiatrist. These are ones that have obvious, well, they all probably have obvious mental issues, but these are the ones that stand out. If you were a psychiatrist, these are the ones you would want to write a paper on, guys. All right, coming in. You know what? Should we throw up some graphics? All right, so we'll do the top 5. Is that what we're gonna do here? All right, coming in. Why you got 2 out of me? Like, man, I thought we were. You're not. You're not a fire inspector, Lonnie. Oh man. All right. The number 5. I like it that it's a house, like a serial killer coming to your house. We're going to talk about Ted Bundy, guys. We're going to say he is probably the 5th craziest. Most determined, I would say, serial killer, man. Breaking out of jail is getting crazy. He had a specific thing he liked to do. He thought he was a lot smarter than he was. Maybe he was smart. But man, what a run he had as a serial killer. 1946 through 1989. You don't have to be an American or been around the 70s to know the name Ted Bundy. Bundy is easily one of the most deranged serial killers, not to mention kidnappers, rapists, burglars, and necrophiliacs of all time. That's right, guys. If you thought Ted Bundy was like a normal serial killer, nah, he loved to do the nookie with the dead people, guys. His modest appearance included, or his modest operandi included kidnapping his female victims. So what he liked to do, kidnap his female victims, rape them, and then dismembering them. He often kept their heads as souvenirs. Before he was executed in 1989, Bundy admitted to kidnapping and murdering 30 women, though this number is almost certainly much higher. Dang, yeah, and then escaping from jail. The necrophiliac thing, man. What's up with that? I mean, I kind of heard about it. I don't think I've ever like really heard the story about like necrophiliac. Don't, hey, if I something happens to me, guys, someone needs to come and get my computer, because I don't want no one looking at the search history. They're gonna be like, he was looking up necrophiliac. Oh man. Let's talk about Ted Bundy and his necrophilia. Um, I believe Ted Bundy, or this is someone wrote an article, Psychology Today. So the two categories to be a necrophiliac is to have opportunistic sex with a primary purpose of orgasm and a desire for sex and emotional intimacy. Um, These are the ones that like with people with animals and that kind of thing. I believe Ted Bundy was a necrophiliac in the second category. He had a desire for both sexual and emotional intimacy. I'm led to this conclusion after listening to some of the dialogue in the brilliant Netflix series Conversation with a Killer. Bundy reflects on what was likely his first relationship with a woman, Diane Edwards, in 1973. Ted appears to have idolized this relationship and portrays it in a way that is so perfect he cannot seem to handle it when it falls apart. Her appearance is important to him. Beautiful dresses, beautiful girl, very personable, nice car, great parents. This is in which he romanticizes the relationship is also important. We spent a lot of time driving around in her car, making out in the car, mumbling sweet nothings, telling each other how much we loved each other. Later on, Bundy, when later on, when Bundy is abducting, raping, and engaging in necrophilia, he has a control over his victim's appearance and recognizes the potential in dead body to be anyone he wants them to be. He also spent an extended period of time with the unconscious, semi-conscious victim lying prostrate in his Volkswagen when the passenger seat would normally have been. It's not clear if he took the body straight to his gravesite out in the Washington wilderness, or if he chose to drive with his victim. But either way, he spent a long time with his victims. So this dude would kill him and then drive around with them, kind of like off of oh, let's get rid of this graphic. Kind of like off of like I mean, reliving that relationship. That's weird, man. That's some psychology stuff. And then maybe he would go and romance him before he buried him and do his thing. And I don't know why I'm getting all like, hey, he's doing his thing, guys. Woo. That's crazy, man. Ted Bundy. Fucking yeah. That's your number. Need them for carpool lane. Have a great day. Thanks for all the love. Are you having the bell, Lonnie? Hopefully, did we offend you? Was it the necrophiliac? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. How long does it take for a body to decompose? In my search, a beta reading job I just finished. Lonnie just didn't want to have to come and clean my history out of my computer. He's like, I'm out of here, guys. I'm out of here. Oh, man. We appreciate you, Lonnie. We appreciate you, man. Good guy there. All right, guys. So let's get into this number 4 deranged serial killer. This is someone you probably haven't heard of. This is Howard Shipman, nicknamed Dr. Death. Howard Shipman is thought to be responsible for murdering 218 of his patients. Sorry, 218 of his. I was like, 218 of his parents. 218 patients between 1972 and 1998. In reality, the number of people he murdered is much likely higher. As a practicing physician, Shipman had easy access to potential victims. This is why he was able to be such a prolific killer without raising suspicions. However, because Shipman was involved in so many cases which patients died, people eventually began to suspect foul play. Most of his victims were elderly women whom he said had died in their sleep, but many of these women died during the day. When struck with which struck some as odd. Additionally, Shipman asked for an unusual large number of cremation certificates, which caught the attention of an undertaker who reported the odd circumstance of the cremations. Eventually, Shipman was convicted by 2000, but only after a victim's daughter reported that he had tried to write a will for the victim that would name him as the beneficiary. He died by suicide in prison in 2004. Wow. Harold Shipman, Dr. Death, out there just experimenting, being weird. Do you think that was a case of like the doctor getting blinded by science and not really like respecting life? You get so deep into the science, you don't respect life and how fragile and how great it is. You're more into the intellect, like learning, and all of a sudden people become subjects and not people anymore. Kind of like what they do with the rats and the mice and the goats and all that kind of stuff. So old Dr. Death, man, can't trust anyone these days. Old freaking Dr. Death. Let's see what else we got. Who else we got, guys? We're talking top 5, so we'll get down. Here's one that I know for a fact is a good one. I'm so high I didn't want to forget to say bye. Lonnie. All right, so what are we on? Number 3 now? Number 3, guys. We are talking H. Holmes, guys. If you don't know the deranged tale of H. Holmes, you need to watch the History Channel, guys. This was really the first serial killer in the world. Well, Jack the Ripper, but H. Holmes comes 1861 through 1896. Man, this is a story like no other. Of all the deranged serial killers on this list, H. Holmes might be the one of the most people you're unfamiliar with. Holmes was a con artist who moved to Chicago in 1885 and began working in a pharmacy. He built a building near the pharmacy that he used as his base for killing his victims, which numbered anywhere from 20 to 200. The height of his activity as a serial killer was during the 1893 Columbian Exposition in Chicago. The fair brought thousands of people to the city, and Holmes capitalized on all the newcomers by offering rooms in his building as accommodations for visitors. Later called the Murder Castle, the building Holmes constructed had multiple hidden rooms where he would torture his victims, whom he eventually killed. The building was outfitted with a series of chutes and trap doors that allowed him to easily remove the bodies of his victims from the upper floors and relocate them to the basement where the bodies were typically burned in a kiln. Holmes was put to death in 1896 after his conviction for murdering an associate of his, Benjamin Pretzel. Not the inventor of the pretzel, guys. Some say he was twisted up like a pretzel, though. So this is a crazy one, man. This house, this apartment complex, this hotel, whatever you want to call it, man, it was nuts. He had like trap doors. It just really, man, it was really, Bailey had maps of that murder castle. Yeah, I mean, if you want to fall into like a true crime story, that's the one. H. Holmes, man. Jack the Ripper, I don't think Jack the Ripper had nothing on H. Holmes. Some say there's a theory. Is it the time? Let's see what the time like before I start throwing out theories that I'm unsure of. 1861 through 1896. 1861 through 1896, and then Jack the Ripper was 1888. So very well could be. So there's a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation that H. Holmes could have been Jack the Ripper, and he just moved from England, London, over to the United States. A lot of people were doing it. It wasn't uncommon. You look at the timeline. Oh no, but then he was no, he was yeah, in the United States. So you really look at that, the Jack the Ripper stuff. That was in 1888. So if he was born 1861 and then came to the States in 1896, he was executed. So 1885, he moved to Chicago, and Jack the Ripper was 1888. Maybe not. But there are some speculations that he might have been the one, Jack the Ripper. I don't know. I don't know about that. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, Rosie? Yeah, so I don't know, guys. Maybe not. Um, yeah, that's what. Yeah, and he even said he could be Jack the Ripper. It seems like that timeline kind of matches up. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Thank you, Honey Nut Hero, and I'm gonna watch that as soon as we get done here. All right, number two, guys, of the most dangerous we got. I'm gonna say it's Albert Fish. When a serial killer is dubbed the Brooklyn Vampire, the Moon Maniac, the Werewolf of Wisteria, the Gray Man, the Boogeyman, it's almost certain that he is deranged. That's right. Fish was tried and found guilty of raping, killing, and cannibalizing 3 children in the 1900s, guys. However, he claimed that he had murdered more like 100 children and even boasted that he had children in every state. Especially deranged is the fact that Fish sent a letter to the mother of each one of his victims. 10-year-old Gracie Budd, the letter detailed how he had lured the little girl, strangled her, and then cut her into pieces to eat her over the course of 9 days. Albert Fish, what a piece of shit this guy was. Yeah, definitely deranged. When did we say this happened? In the 30s? Man, you know what, man? Like, you can say what you want about technology. You can say what you want about like the phones ruining our lives and the internet and whatever. But man, the fact that you could know where your kids are now, the fact that, it's not the 30s, that, that's one of my biggest fears in life, and I couldn't even imagine. And God bless you. You have my full heart sympathy if you've ever had to deal with this. But when people go missing and that's it, like your brother, your son, your mother, I mean, when people just go missing and then you don't know and you never hear, like, God, I would be I wouldn't be able to handle it, man. That would be one where you would see Brian flip out, turn vigilante, and just, yeah, I'm telling you, that's one situation I don't think I'm built for. I would not be able to handle it. And God bless you if you had to. Man, my heart's with you, for real. You're in my thoughts and prayers every day, man, because that's something no one should ever have to deal with. All right, guys, let's go with number one. Now that heartfelt message is delivered, let's talk about murder. Um, I'm going to pick one here. You know what? Joseph D'Angelo, guys. This was in 1945 to current. He's still alive. Though his crimes occurred decades ago, between 74 and 86, Joseph James D'Angelo wasn't identified as the Golden State Killer. This is a good one, guys. Thank God we got this guy. This guy is a real piece of shit. And we'll get into his story. There's a great documentary on HBO about it. The Golden State Killer. Patton Oswalt, his wife, is involved. She was a blogger that got murdered. Or a podcaster that got murdered. Or maybe she didn't get murdered. She's no longer with us. But before I say, but yeah, it's a really great one and an interesting story. Wasn't identified as the Golden State Killer until DNA evidence from one of the crimes he was used to match with a close relative, D'Angelo's, which led to his identification and arrest. Over the course of 3 separate crime sprees, D'Angelo murdered at least 13 people, raped more than 50, and committed well over 100 burglaries. One of the reasons D'Angelo was able to evade identification and capture for so long is because he was a former police officer. His training undoubtedly helped him plan and execute his crimes while minimalizing the physical evidence he left behind. In fact, he was known to have called some of his victims months before he attacked them so he could learn about their routines to get more efficient plan of his crimes. In some instances, he even broke into their homes of his victims and so he could unlock doors and windows and even leave items like rope and other things he could use to tie up his victims upon his return. One of the most chilling aspects of D'Angelo's crime is that he often taunted his victims, staying for hours in their homes, ransacking it, eating their food, and threatening to kill their family. In some cases, he targeted couples who had separated. He would sometimes force the female victim to tie up the male victim. He would then place plates on the male victim's back so he could hear if the victim tried to move. D'Angelo would then commence with the raping of the female victim in the other room. D'Angelo also known to hide in the home, tricking his victims into thinking he had left, only to jump out of the shadows. He would often take souvenirs of the crime and as trophies to remind him of what he had done. Yeah, this guy is the ultimate piece of shit, man. Joseph D'Angelo. They ended up catching him not too long ago. Yeah, he's a bad one, man. It's funny because he tried to play this old man, like, oh, I'm just a confused old man. Look at my health, and they had the camera in his cell, and so he's this guy in a wheelchair. He can't move. Sympathy, sympathy. Then he's doing these exercises in his cell, like you could see him not. Like, yeah, the guy's a manipulator. The guy's a piece of shit. I couldn't even imagine being in that situation. man, helpless. When you take control out of people, God, man. But those were your top 5 craziest, obviously the craziest serial killers of all time, guys. That's just a small list. Man, don't be a serial killer, guys. Be a good guy. Don't be a bad guy. That's all I'm going to say. Be a good guy. Don't be a bad guy, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Yeah, crazy it, man. Yeah, that guy, that's just recent. Like I don't even know if he's convicted yet. I know he had a trial. Maybe just got convicted a year ago or so. But yeah, there was like a whole trial, man. And you hear some of the stories of the survivors, and just crazy. Like one girl who he was trying to rape. It was outside, and she was wearing a leotard, and he didn't understand what a leotard was. And she was coming back from dance class, and he's like, take off, get your underwear down. And she's like, I'm wearing a leotard, dude. And he got frustrated, stabbed her, and left. And like she lived, but man, like thank God that you know what, man, it sucks that he's old and he's not going to be able to get the full punishment he deserves. But you know what? There's a special place in hell for people like that. And Satan's waiting for you. Satan Claus is waiting for you, buddy. Just remember that. I'm sure he has a whole room of demons ready for you, man. That's what you got to look forward to there, buddy. I can't remember his name. I'm a buddy. Listen, buddy, Joseph James D'Angelo. If you're not getting it in prison already, you know what, man? I'll tell you, if I was a prison guy and he was in my block, he would be getting punked every day. Every day. Especially being a former cop. Oh yeah. That dude would be getting punked daily. Daily. And I'm not talking punked like you guys may be thinking, like taking his shit and like whatever. Just treating him like a punk. Anyway. I just say, yeah, you know what, man? I don't know if you guys have heard me, if I've talked about it. I'm really sensitive when it comes to like sexual assaults and that kind of stuff. I've never been party of one or anything like that, but it's a horrendous crime. It's the worst crime I think you could do. It's a stupid crime. It's a crime of power. It's dumb, and it affects me. I can't watch movies about it. Even talking about it like this really disturbs me. So don't do the rape, guys. That's the worst thing in the world. And if I would kill a guy. If I caught a guy in the act, I would probably kill him. I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, guys, now that you know my line, I always said if I'm running for president, which I might be after watching those debates last night, I might be running for president, guys. My 3 platforms that I would stand on. Number 1, rape is bad. We got to get away with rape. Boom. That's my number 1 platform. Who can argue with that? Number 2, dogs should not drive cars. If you can argue with me about that, I would love to hear it. But dogs should not drive cars, and I'm going to stick with it, guys. And number 3 of my political platform that I'm running, compassion. We need to start giving each other a little more passion. Start giving each other a little more break, man. Well, that's different. That's different, K-Dog. That's definitely different. I know they're not watching. I've heard I've heard of certain people that have those fantasies. One in particular that I've heard of is the scream mask. To show up in the house with the scream mask on. And maybe a little pre-planned, so and then do the thing, with your romantic partner. I don't know why I did romantic in quotes, because if you're playing Scream, you obviously are doing something. But I heard that's a thing that I hear some people enjoy. I don't know. A lot of stuff online, guys. A lot of stuff. No, but then the third one's compassion. We got to start showing each other a little more love, guys. Start walk a mile in their moccasins, as they say, because we all got drama. We all got stories. We all got trauma. We just need to kind of accept each other, guys. On that word, we're hitting the 1 hour mark on the show, guys. Look at that. We're going back to an hour on the show. All right. Appreciate you guys. Oh, man, that was your top 5 serial killers, guys. Today on the 420 show, We are talking John Wayne Gacy, serial killer, guys. We're going to, speaking of sick serial killers, we're going to kind of break down John Wayne Gacy. I'm going to tell some stories about the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum. They got John Wayne stuff in there, John Wayne Gacy stuff in there. There's these letters that he wrote to his daughter. And that's what I want to talk about on that. So we got a lot of stuff to cover, guys. Sit on it, Brian. No, you sit on it, Harley. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Yeah, John Wayne Gacy, guys. It's going to be a good one. All right, True Crime Thursday will continue at 4:20, guys. So make sure you tune it in. Wednesday, we're going to do the Tesla interview. I'm going to hype it up. I'm going to throw some ads on it. We'll see if we can get some new people over on the Dank Nation, guys. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm excited about it. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got a whole world to go get to. All right, don't go out and commit any serial killings, guys. No serial killings, no craziness. What you need to do is show some compassion. Go out there, pay it forward, hold that door open, smile at that old man, listen to his story. I am that old man. Give me 5 minutes to tell you my story, kid, and then go about your day. It goes a long ways, guys. You know, a little compassion goes a long way. To quote my therapist, guys, if you have the choice, and it's the Dalai Lama too, if you have the choice of being right or being kind, always choose kind. All right, on that note, guys, go out there, be kind to one another. I will see you at 4:20.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you